So, what is the best situation from Dak Prescott? Now that he has his players, now that he has his coaching staff, and it seems like he's 100%. So, let's get into it about what's the best situation for Dak Prescott.
Welcome to the Cowboys Huddle podcast, your go-to spot for all things Dallas Cowboys. Whether it's breaking news, game day updates, insider rumors, or honest fan takes, we've got you covered. We're diving deep into the star every week, bringing you the latest and the loudest from Cowboys Nation. So hit that subscribe button, buckle up, and let's ride with America's team.
All right. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan. Hampton coming at you live, direct, and correct with some Mo news. That's what I said, Mo news, M-O news that you can use. And welcome to Saturday Sit Down with your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton, and Football Junkie, which Football Junkie is not here right now, but he's still sharing time with and spending time with his family for the Ford. So he will be on Monday night with us. But let's give it up for Saturday Sit Down. All right, safe travels to Football Junkie as he make his way back to the DFW area. So with that being said, before we go any further, man, I have to really give a big send our prayers out to Kerr County, man. There has been some devastation down in Kerr County with major flooding, man. It's horrific down there. And for us as the Cowboy Huddle podcast, man, we definitely have to send our prayers to everyone down in that county down there as they try to get their lives back together and get things back up and going, man. But total devastation down there. But also, I think somewhere in New Jersey, New York, somewhere up in that area, there's been some major storms up there as well. So the Cowboy Huddle podcast wants to say, our prayers are out. Our prayers are for you, and we're praying that you get through this devastating time. So. Okay, so I want to also say thank you to all our subscribers and all those that follow this channel. Without you, I always say that this is totally impossible. So thank you for your support. Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate y'all. Again, I always say this is impossible, but the numbers are rising majorly, and that's what's happening right now. It is actually creating a bigger algorithm to where our content is getting out around the country, and more people are picking up what we're talking about. Again, like I always said, nothing's never clickbait. This is straight barbershop talk where we come together in the Cowboy Huddle and talk Cowboy talk. Give it up. So I want to get into this article. This article was brought to us by USA Today Touchdown Wire, so with credits go to them. But the story is also by Reed D. Hansen from the Cowboys Wire, and this is something that I always ask the question because it has yet to be seen. But basically, Prescott, we really don't know what this offense is going to look like at this moment. But Reed brought something up, and he reported on something that we all need. And I've always wanted to talk about it, and I kind of talked about it a little bit, but it's good to hear somebody else bring this up. So this is what Reed had to say. He said, Brian Schottenheimer era in Dallas begins under a shroud of mystery. So true, because it is going to be a mystery because no one knows what this offense is going to look like. Don't even know what the team is going to look like. But so it also said the longtime offensive coordinator has spent a large portion of his career under another's coach thumb with the Seahawks. It was Pete Carroll. And in Texas with the Dallas Cowboys, it was Mike McCarthy. And he's also said it's unknown exactly what type of offense he's going to bring in 2025. Now, Reed also said this as the chief play caller, it's safe to say it will finally be his own offense he intends to run. Now, he's discussed condensed formation, multiple personnel looks, and a strong running game. But it remains to be seen which blocking concept, what type of run pass balance, and which trick of the trade he intends to add. And that is so true. I've been saying it. Now, I said this also. I said, now, the thing about the element of surprise with the Dallas Cowboys this year is there is no footage, there's no film, there's no tape of what this offense is going to look like. And I said this. I said, I would hate to be Philadelphia as the first game of the season on September 4th that has to play Dallas. So, you know, but yeah, because there's an element of surprise. How are you going to play this offense when you have no footage of what this offense is going to look like? Now, Reed also said this. Many suggest he will use more play action passing in order to build off a focused running game. Come on, y'all. It would be a shift in philosophy from last season, but possibly just what the doctor ordered as the Cowboys tries to resuscitate their offense. And that is so true. I've been saying this, and we have to go back to talking about what made Dak successful when he started in the league. But let me read a little bit more what Reed had to say. He said, naturally, there are concerns regarding Dak Prescott's comfort and performance in running play action. Last season, only 21% of Prescott dropbacks involved play action. Wait a minute. See, now this goes back to Mike McCarthy, man. This goes back. Mike McCarthy just totally didn't have a clue on how to run the offense. And then again, I'm not going to really put everything on Mike McCarthy because we have to understand. We have to really understand how much was it that Dak was able to do. Because I think it was possible that McCarthy had to condense the offense for Dak. That was the big debate. Was it Dak or was it Mike McCarthy that couldn't get this offense to clicking? Now we saw, and I'm gonna have to lean more towards it was Mike McCarthy because we saw how successful Dak was up under Scott Linehan. Now we know about Scott Linehan, and if you don't, he was here when Dak and Zeke got into the league. He was the one that basically made Dak into the quarterback he was, and we wonder what happened to this Dak. Well, after Scott Linehan was released, and I still don't understand why he was released. But yeah, then we brought in, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore came trying to run his offense. Basically, everything was five wide, run deep, and get rid of the ball. And then we'll think about running. Then Mike McCarthy came in, and Mike McCarthy was trying to readjust the offense, and it just didn't work. So again, right here it says last season only 21% of Prescott dropbacks involved play action. And I said this now when Dak came into the league, I said that Dak was really good at the RPO because he come from Mississippi State and he was an RPO guy. And we used that. We used that. We ran a lot of screen plays. We ran a lot of screens. We ran a lot of RPOs. But one thing we did do, and Dak was really good at, that was the under center play action. Oh my God, who was the tight end at the time? Was Witten. Witten, where we come up from under center, fake the dive, he rolls out, gets rid of the ball to Witten. Witten, I mean, it moved the chain. It wasn't necessarily always touchdown, but it was effective. So again, what is the best situation for Dak? I would say that this, as far as the play action, going back to what he was good at. Now you can probably do a couple of RPOs, but we don't expect Dak to do a lot of running this year. We don't want him to do a lot of running. But let me say this: what Brian Schottenheimer is doing differently is, again, I've said this before, his practices are different. Everything is up tempo. They running full speed on every play. Everything they do, they're moving in fast motion. So which this is a good thing for the team because now your muscles are getting used to performing at such a high rate, and it's so crucial that this is implemented into their practices. So again, so what is the best situation with Dak? I'm going to have to say the play action is basically one of the best formation that Dak can be successful using. So again, now going back to what Reed said that basically he plans on using condensed formation, multiple personnel looks, and a strong running game. So we could be seeing the Scott Linehan era coming back. And this is the thing, you have to play to a player's strengths and not the weaknesses. You don't want a quarterback to, well, this is what I need him to run, even though he's not good at, but this is my offense. No, you have to build your offense around the strength of the player. So, with that being said, big shout out to Reed Hansen for bringing this article because this is something I always wanted to talk about, but it's good to hear somebody else bring this about. But big shout out and all credits goes to him for this article. But I definitely wanted to talk about this as well because again, this is going to be an element surprise come September 4th when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. So again, so the best situation could be a little bit of everything. Condensed formation, multiple personnel looks. Again, but it has yet to be seen. But hey, this could work in our favor. But that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to share that with you today, guys. And yeah, we'll see what happens as we are on the countdown to training camp. So we'll see what goes on once training camp starts. So do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video is posted. Again, like I say, guys, all this is impossible without your participation. So thank you. Like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed. Deuces.